when you play, were you a PI guy? And what I mean by PI, not pass interference, but a pile inspector. You know that guy, the guy that runs up on the pile, trying to just inspect it, but not really wanting to get involved?
Oh, no, bro. I was all up in the mix. I didn't know. I wouldn't have known the meaning of that. I was the guy in the pile doing things that you did not like. That's the guy I was.
A Rottweiler, right, Key? A Rottweiler?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he for sure was a Rottweiler. No, David, we were talking about just different little coaching, the way coaches talk about JOPs, guys jumping on the pile, not really doing nothing, trying to get an assist. And I said, I'm going to ask David if he ever experienced any of that.
Oh, I saw it. We saw guys on tape that coach would sometimes be like, "Hey, you want to join the party, or what's going on over here?" But no, our defense at the time of Georgia, we didn't do much of that. We had a lot of guys that were ready to rock and roll, just like that Georgia defense has now. Man, it's crazy.
David, I'll tell you right now, I would have been a PI. You wouldn't have seen my tail anywhere close to that pile.
Looks rough in there, right, Jay?
Looks tough in there. Oh, David Pollitt's in there. I ain't messing with it.
Yeah, leave that alone, especially this Georgia defense, right? Not too many PIs on this Georgia defense.
Let's get to college football, man, for a second. What does Kentucky have to do to have a chance to beat Georgia?
They got to be able to throw the football. Kentucky's not. They're not a throwing team. They have a quarterback that's Will Levis, who's a big, strong sucker that's athletic, and he can make big plays. Wan'Dale Robinson's one of the best playmakers in the country out wide. They got to make plays in the passing game consistently. Georgia's got – what Kentucky is a brand of physicality. Kentucky is run first, getting third and short, and just continue to pop you in the face and wear you out. That ain't going to work. That's like driving to the paint, JWill, against 3 7-footers. Like trying to finish over them all day. It ain't gonna work. So they're gonna have to shoot threes. They're gonna have to make plays in the passing game. They're gonna have to create some explosive plays somehow, some way. I don't know how you do it because my God, this defense is starting to chase greatness now. Now it's starting to chase 2011 Alabama for all-time great. 33 points in 6 games. Bama gave up 30 plus to A&M last week. Like this is an all-time great defense that we're watching.
What do you make of the current well, we could stay on Georgia. What makes the defense potentially, you said on this Justin, was that yesterday, David, or the day before? I can't even remember, but you said it could be the greatest college defense of all time. It's like in the running, right? If they keep this up, what makes it so special?
They got so many pieces that can do multiple things. It starts with the big guy in the middle. 99 Jordan Davis. If he didn't have breakfast, he's 350. So that gives you a good idea. But he also clocked 20 miles an hour on the GPS. 20 miles an hour. So not only does he stone people and make people want to quit and not play football, he also can run sideline to sideline. So it starts with him in the middle. And they got other guys just like that are big, strong, quick guys that they can play 2 gaps or they can play 1 gap. You were watching the Tampa Bay Bucks last night, and Vita Vea just eat human beings. Like every time somebody touched him, 2 guys and he's bench pressing them up. That's what Jordan Davis does consistently at that level. And Jalen Carter. And then they got linebackers that they're not just fast. They're fast. Like they can run down backs. They can run down anything that comes their way. So when you got 3 linemen up front that are, one guy's a top 10 pick, one guy's a first-round pick, one guy might be a second-round pick of your defensive line that are all 315 plus that keep guys off of your linebackers that can absolutely roll. It's hard to create explosive plays against them. You got to throw the football. You got to be able to throw the football with timing and chuck it and get out of your hands and make plays quickly, which this year in college football, think about all the guys that left, man. Trevor Lawrence left, and you got Justin Fields who left, and all these guys with all this experience now with these great teams, and now you're filling in guys that don't have a ton of experience, and the pass game this year is definitely way down than in years past.
David, so since Georgia has a chance historically to be great defensively, is that one of the reasons that their offense has flown a little under the radar, probably why they're underrated?
I think their offense flies under the radar, Jay, because when we started talking about everything preseason, we were like, hey, JT Daniels is going to throw to George Pickens. And these guys are both elite. And now you got a guy named Stetson Bennett and a guy named Ladd McConkey. So last week it was Stetson to McConkey consistently. don't nobody know who the heck both of those guys were before the season. So it's kind of a no-name group of guys up front. Stetson Bennett is a really great athlete. Ladd McConkey's a phenomenal athlete. But, Georgia's had so many injuries of guys, and all their big names. Eric Gilbert's going to be a huge transfer from LSU, one of the top tight ends in the country, hadn't played a snap. George Pickens, one of the top 2 wide receivers in the nation, hasn't played a snap. Darnell Washington, the number 2 tight end in the country coming out, just started playing 2 weeks ago. So many injuries that have kind of slowed the big names down, but they're putting up 35-plus points a game with a great defense. Their throw game's starting to get better. So I think they're a lot more complete than people think they are.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.